Okay. My name is Greg Young. I'm the chair of the Northborough Conservation Commission, and this open meeting is being conducted remotely, consistent with Governor Baker's executive order of March 12, 2020, due to the current state of emergency in the Commonwealth due to the outbreak of the COVID-19 virus. In order to mitigate the transmission of the COVID-19 virus, the town of Northborough has been advised and directed by the Commonwealth to suspend public gatherings, and as such, the governor's order suspends the requirement of the open meeting law to have all meetings in a publicly accessible physical location. All members of the Northborough Conservation Commission are allowed and encouraged to participate remotely. The order allows Northborough Conservation Commission to meet entirely remotely so long as reasonable public access is afforded so that the public can follow along with the deliberations of the meeting. The public is encouraged to follow along using the posted agenda unless the chair notes otherwise. Members of the public who wish to view the live stream of this meeting may do so by going to Northborough Remote Meetings on YouTube via the link listed on the agenda. Ensuring public access does not ensure public participation unless such participation is required by law. This meeting will feature public comment. Members, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Tom Beals.
Affirmative.
Justin Dufresne.
Here.
Kelly Marston.
Here.
Very good. Staff, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Mia McDonald.
Here.
David Kane.
Greg Todd is here, but
Okay.
he is as an attendee, and he's
Okay.
the Galaxy Tab S2. Could you promote him to a
I will
panelist?
promote him.
Thanks.
David's not responding. Jim DiGiulio.
Here. So David will be stepping out for this meeting and I will be hosting it. So I'll be here in the background if you have any questions.
Great.
Todd Helwig, you're muted.
Not any longer.
Okay, I'm doing a roll call. Todd Helwig.
And I am here.
Very good. Okay, we've done staff. David's not with us, right, Jim? You are here.
Yes, I am. Correct.
Okay. Meeting ground rules. I will invite each speaker or participant on the agenda by name to make a presentation and speak to their application. Participants will provide their full name and hold until their name is called. Each speaker will be asked to mute their phone or computer when not speaking and to speak clearly and in a way that helps generate accurate meeting minutes. Those responding will be asked to wait until the floor is yielded to them by the chair. Speakers who wish to respond to the comments of others do so through me, taking care to identify themselves. Each vote taken by the commission will be conducted by roll call vote. For items of public comment, after members have spoken, we will afford public comment as follows. By phone, dial *9 to raise your hand and wait to be recognized by the chair. Please note that part of your phone number will be visible to those viewing the meeting. By Zoom, click raise hand on the bottom of your screen and wait to be recognized by the chair. Once I have a list of all public commentators, I will call each by name and afford 3 minutes for any comments. Diane has not joined us, so let's open the screen up and Tom can read the public announcement.
Good. Hi. Town of Northborough Conservation Notice of Public Hearing. There will be a meeting of the Northborough Conservation Commission on Wednesday, January 13th, 2021 at 6 p.m. Pursuant to Governor Baker's March 12th, 2020 order suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law, GLC 30A 18, and the governor's March 15th, 2020 order imposing strict limitation on the number of people that may gather in one place. This meeting of the Northborough Conservation Commission will be conducted via remote participation. No in-person attendance by members of the public will be permitted. The participate in the public comment portion of this public hearing, go to Northborough Remote Meetings YouTube channel or town website for Zoom information. The meeting will include the following hearings pursuant to MGL Chapter 131, Section 40, the Massachusetts Wetlands Protection Act, and the Northborough Wetlands Protection Bylaw. Notice of intent 119 Barefoot Road, map 29, parcel 30, by the town of Northborough for the proposed construction of an accessible walking path and associated site work.
Thank you, Tom. Okay, we're back. So let's see here. I'm going to hold off on the meeting minutes in case Diane should join us at the end of the meeting. We can knock off the 2 months that we have, which is December and September and December. So as Mia mentioned earlier, Church Street has continued to February. 8595 West Street has continued until February, which brings us to 119 Barefoot Road.
So Greg,
This
we do
was-
have to vote on the continuance for 8595 West. They've
Good.
requested it.
Okay,
Okay, I make a motion that we continue the notice of intent for 8595 West Street.
Second.
seconded by Kelly. Roll call vote. Todd Helwig,
Yes.
Kelly Marston,
Yes.
Justin Dufresne,
Yes.
Tom Beals,
Yes.
and I will vote yes. Continued. All set, Mia? Okay, 119 Barefoot Road. We had an informal about this last month, I think. We talked about this a bit, got a preview to it. And Ally, you are up, I take it. So you're on.
Awesome. Thank you for having me. I'm Ally Lean from the Recreation Department, and Mia and I are presenting a notice of intent to construct a paved woodland trail at the senior center. I know we briefly talked about it last month, like you said, but we have since put in the application, and I just wanted to read to you the project description that we put in because it sort of puts everything into perspective, exactly what we're trying to do. So it's just a quick paragraph, but the description is design, engineering, permitting, and construction of an ADA accessible walking path connecting the Northborough Senior Center campus to the nearby open space and trail system. Proposed 8-foot wide paved walking path, approximately 3,100 linear feet long, with multiple resting locations and access points. The path will access the nearby pond, pine grove, reclamation area, deciduous forest, wetlands, and future recreation area. So the path is actually only going to be 3 feet wide, but we do have to have resting areas where it would be 8 feet wide continuously along the path so that you can turn around. It's required with the ADA. We did put the application in, and as I'm not sure if I talked about this with you before, but this is kind of a quick moving process. So for the Shared Winter Streets grant, everything has to be done, meaning it has to be built and done. What is it, Mia, by May, I think, the end of
Yeah.
May? So if we are approved, this is going to be a fast track program. Scott Charpentier, the DPW director, and I and Mia and Liz, who is the senior center director, will be overseeing the project and made sure that it's done correctly. We have not received the grant, the permission, we have not received it yet, but we wanted to meet with you and let you know the notice of intent so that you could hopefully approve that so that when we do get the grant, because I'm being very hopeful, we can move forward quickly. As you can see, there's a picture there with what we're looking to do and where we're hoping to go. The total cost of the project was $225,000 is what we applied for in the grant.
Mia, where is the buffer zone impact?
So you'll see, starting, can you see my cursor?
I can.
Okay, so here at the senior center, down here, there's a stream. So this is going to be within the 100-foot buffer of a stream here. But this is, there'll be no tree cutting in this area. Oh, and
That
full
was, the
disclosure.
second hole, right? the golf
Yeah.
course.
Yes.
It was cleared from disc golf. So full
Yep.
disclosure, I prepared the NOI, so I haven't reviewed it, because I prepped it. So this is fully cleared already. There'll be no additional tree cutting. Then it comes up, this lane here, this is the cell tower. So that's just existing cleared. And then this is an old skeet shooting area. These are old skeet lanes. So they're clear as well. But there was already significant clearing in here. So there's really going to be no large tree cutting. The other buffer impact is all the way around this pond. This is the existing peninsula. And then the tightest area is going to be right here. See these railroad tracks up here? There is a stream that comes in and then runs along the railroad tracks out and under Barefoot Road. So this path will be, within 5 feet of either side. There'll be a stream on one side and the pond on the other. It is a man-made pond, but it's jurisdictional. And they're going to try to maintain 3 foot wide in this tight area here with 8 foot wide turnarounds on either end.
So the bulk of the path is 3 feet wide, and the only areas that needs the full 8 feet are for rest areas and turnarounds. Is that correct? Okay,
Yes.
all right.
Yeah, the 8 feet seems like it's imposing, like it's going to be this giant, pathway, but most of it is going to be 3 feet. But we are required to have the 8 foot resting areas.
Oh, yeah,
throughout.
no, that makes sense, but it almost sounded, the way it was presented was the whole
Right.
thing was going to be 8 feet wide. Okay.
And Mia, how much is going to be impervious?
It's all going to be paved.
It's all going to be
whole
paved,
thing.
even up Edmund Hill?
Yep. It's not up the hill. This is a kind of a flat part. It all has to be flat. So the slopes are very low. And this is down through the pine grove and the reclaimed red maple forest.
Yep.
But it's for maintenance. It all has to be paved because once we get this grant, we have to commit to keeping it forever, which means through the winter. So we have to go out and keep it paved and shoveled. And DPW has generously committed to helping us maintain it, and the Trails Committee as well. But it's really easiest if it's paved.
Okay, so in maintaining it, are we having to keep it ice-free? Or do we need to just keep it plowed?
It would be, following the same lines as the path at Ellsworth McAfee. So we just plow it, but we certainly don't go out there and sand it every time it gets icy. It would be basically like a sidewalk, you know what I mean? So by maintaining it means we'll clear it, but that's pretty much all, all we can do at
Okay,
this point.
I don't think we want to get into de-icing and salt application.
No,
That's all I wanted to make sure.
I think the guys on the DPW still have PTSD from when I had an ice skating rink. And every time they were done with a huge storm and wanted to go home, they had to go maintain the ice skating rink. So I'm not at a point where I would ask them to do something like, to de-ice any of these areas.
That's a good point. We can include that in the order as a requirement.
So the DPW is going to say that they're going to maintain or do the snow removal.
And
Is that
maintain the
correct?
pavement. And maintain if the pavement cracks or breaks.
Okay.
Mhm.
That's why they want pavement and not, because they felt that the, like a crushed stone or a sand dust would require more maintenance, like annual maintenance, where the pavement's going to last a few
Yeah,
years.
no, and it's not easy to plow with that
Right.
surface.
Correct.
Okay.
It's actually a pretty awesome project because of all the departments that it came together to do this. We had the senior center, the rec department, the DPW, and Mia and conservation. And it was a project that we literally all just met. We just kept meeting and going over, and we really worked hard and, together to put this to where you have it now, because it's a grant that had to be done. It's all in fast track. So I just think it's pretty awesome that we all got together and came up with this, and I'm pretty proud of it, and I'm really looking forward to getting that grant.
I hope we get it.
Me too.
So I have a question. When the property was donated by Mr. Proctor, are there any deed restrictions that, or is it for all purposes that the town deems necessary?
This is all in the Fish and Wildlife parcel. Remember the
It
old
is,
fishing
okay,
game?
so it's not on the
Fishing game.
Edmund Hill Woods
No.
parcel?
No,
Okay.
this is just on the old fishing game senior. So when this Northborough Fishing Game used to own this property, the town
Right.
purchased it in 2012 with a grant to put the senior center, but it had to be divided into 3 areas: conservation, recreation, and senior center, or community center. And so this trail goes over all 3 sections of that fishing game property. The
Okay, I
last
didn't know
month-
if it crossed property line, that's all.
No, It's
Okay,
all on the fishing game.
perfect, perfect.
Is there any restrictions on any of this? I mean, for walking it or riding, can you ride a bike? Can you walk your dog? What about strollers, things of that nature?
I don't think we've gotten that far yet about the rules. We'll have to see if the grant has rules. You know, there won't be any like motorcycles, but I
Yeah.
imagine it's going to allow strollers, and we can't say no motorized vehicles because we do want to allow motorized wheelchairs.
Mm-hmm.
I have actually thought about what you're saying with the bikes, and we haven't formally gotten together to come up with rules per se. I think that will probably come after the award is granted, and then we can sit down and figure out what, you know, I would want to talk with the senior center director about that as well, considering it's right there with her property. But at this time, we don't have any rules set up for it.
Okay.
I don't,
Mia,
my
ahead.
personal input on that would be that I can't see that you can have bike riding on it when you have people that are using it handicap wise. But that's
would
for
agree with
later,
Well,
a later
wait-
discussion.
Yeah, but wait a minute, you've got a grandmother or a grandfather taking Junior out for a little stroll, and they've got a tricycle or some kind of push cart or something. I mean, just so you kind of know what might possibly happen. Not saying it will, but could.
There might be rules in the grant once we get awarded
Mm-hmm.
as to what we have to allow. I know we're reading through that dog park grant, and the rules are very like we have to be closed as of December 1st, and no children under 6. Like once they give you the money, they give you the rules.
Oh, okay.
All right, well, let's get the money.
Yeah.
Mia, is 3 feet wide enough or should it be like 4? Like I'm thinking wheelchair, is there enough margin of error or they go off the path or they stuck in the mud? Yeah.
3 feet is the ADA width, 36 inches for a wheelchair.
Yeah.
And I think what we're looking at, especially this area right here, it really is very narrow.
That's tight.
Yeah.
That's tight down there.
And then I think we have to see, I wish I could explain, as Scott Charpentier is the DPW director, he's going to be the project manager, and he was explaining to Ally and I, he's going to bid it out in a way that it's not going to, I think it's going to be like a linear foot or a per price, so that if it comes in lower, he can add some additive alternates. And some of those things were like extra benches and signage around these rest areas, maybe a little gazebo or a picnic table at the overlook, or an additional. We took out, I think we had 5 of these little gathering spaces, and we took 2 of them out. I'm seeing 5 now. So maybe we had 7, and we took 2 out for cost. So we're trying to stay under that. The $225,000 budget is the budget for the grant. That's the max amount for the grant. So if we bid it out and it comes in lower, we would like to make it wider in areas away out of the 100-foot buffer zone.
Mia and Ally, I guess my only question, just wondering, just from a constructability standpoint during construction, Scott give you any idea of how they're going to pave it at 3 feet wide? I mean, are they, from a temporary standpoint, are they going to bring in, equipment down there? So they will need it to be temporarily 8 feet wide to get a truck or something down there with all the asphalt, and then.
They can get into certain points, but they would use machines like they were building a sidewalk. You know what I mean? They have smaller machines for that type of, this has definitely been done before. And when he bids it out, it would have to have the correct.
Right, one of those little small hoppers, and then it just
Yes.
needs to run back, get filled up, and go out there. Okay.
The
Yep.
perfect
Just
example
making sure, I
is
guess,
like
when
a-
they get bids and stuff, that the contractors don't assume that they can, drive their equipment into there and stuff.
Correct. And a
Okay.
good example is like a golf course when they have those little pathways. Same thing. They don't want you bringing a truck out, onto that. So the companies are well aware of the type, this, and Scott is very aware of it. So I'm sure
Okay.
it would be in the bid.
Yeah, I asked him that specifically if they had equipment small enough, and he said, of course, there's bobcats, there's little equipment that they can get out there to pave.
Yeah, and I know Scott knows it, so I guess it'll just be keeping an eye, because the contractors, some guys will come in cheap because they'll think that they can bring their equipment out there, but he'll just have to keep an eye on that. So, okay, cool.
That'll be in the order too. I mean, it's a standard that no equipment shall enter the wetlands, but these drawings are not the construction drawings. Part of the grant, the 225,000, will be construction drawings. So a landscape architect started this, and he'll do all the slopes and grades and everything, and widths, specific widths in the bid doc.
Okay.
Yeah, where are the need for erosion control devices are probably pretty small here, maybe just over by that really tight area up the top.
Probably where, on the opposite side where it goes along the brook. Also,
On the golf course, the old golf course fairway.
yes.
Sorry, not loading now. Uh-oh, we may have lost our picture. There are a few erosion controls in, he put some specs in. No, I'll try to reload it.
I think as a committee, you guys are really lucky to have Mia and Scott, because they're phenomenal at what they do. And they really are, attuned to all the things that are important to you guys as a committee. And, as the rec person, I'm in and out of these projects, and just listening to the two of them talk about the importance of all this conservation it's fascinating to me. And I think that you guys, the town is very lucky to have the two of them, because they're just great, and they're really into, making sure that everything is done properly. And I'm just really excited to be working with them.
Well, thank you, Ally. And, on that note, Scott was when he was the DPW director, I think he was a town engineer for Webster. He was their conservation agent as well. So he's very familiar with
Yes.
orders. He wrote them and issued them. So, he just called me today he knows about notification. He notified me today that the town hall's mucking out their stormwater basin, within the 200-foot riverfront area of the Assabet River in the back. So, we have a good working relationship where he notifies me and stuff like that.
Good.
Good news. Do you want to try to put that up again, Mia?
Yeah, and it's loading, hopefully.
Hey, Diane, while Mia's doing that, I need to formally, for the record, I need to have you confirm that you're here. So,
I am here.
Diane Gould, are you present?
I am present.
Thank you.
Okay, let me try again. Can you see it?
Yes, I see. Yes, a cover page.
Okay. So this is an example of the 8-foot passing area.
Yep.
5-foot path with a rest area. Oh, he put 5 there, but it's usually 3. Try to rotate again. There's some tree protection, matting, and then that's the plan again.
Have any other questions about this project?
Yeah, Mia, show me where the erosion control device is going to be.
Oh, they'll be anywhere in the 100-foot.
So over that, on the pinch point on the top,
What's that?
the pinch point up on the top of the trail, just by
Yep.
on the Iron Mountain side.
So I'm gonna hang, I didn't get to hang the flags because I was quarantined. So I haven't been out in a month. But once I get out, I will go out there and hang the flags. And then basically everything within 100 feet in the entire 100 foot is gonna have erosion controls. And those will be on the bid docs. In fact, we can even condition it, since it's not in here, we can have an administrative condition that all work within 100 feet will have erosion controls installed. We can say silt fence, probably silt fence and the 12-inch straw wattle or alternate as a condition. All project areas within 100 feet shall utilize erosion controls.
Dan Clark. Dan's connected to audio. Welcome, Dan. You're muted.
Hey, I apologize. I thought it was at 7.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Dan, for the roll call here, can I
Mine
just
says
can
7
you just
o'clock
confirm
too.
you are here, Dan Clark?
I'm here, yeah. I
Very good.
apologize. The invite had me confused.
Okay. All
Sorry.
right. Dan, we're just talking, we're wrapping up here discussions of the ADA compliant trail around the senior center that we discussed, I think, an informal discussion last month.
Right.
Any questions you have on that?
No, I thought it looked good based on what we talked about last time, so
Good.
I'm all set.
Let me see if we have any public participants here. We have 2 attendees. I don't see any hands up. Okay. Let's vote to close the hearing on 119 Barefoot Road.
I make a motion that we close the hearing, 119 Barefoot Road.
Second,
Roll call vote. Todd Helwig,
Yes.
Kelly Marston,
Yes.
Justin Dufresne,
Yes.
Tom Beals,
Yes.
Diane Goldner,
yes.
Dan Clark,
Yes.
and I will vote yes. And
So
now
for
we need to-
special conditions, I have no de-icing or sanding, and all project areas within a 100-foot buffer shall utilize erosion control barrier, silt fence, and straw wattle or similar. Any
Sure.
other conditions?
Don't see anything. Okay.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
A
Thank you,
motion,
Ally.
a motion for the order of conditions for 119 Barefoot.
So moved.
I make a motion that we issue order conditions for 119 Barefoot Road.
Second.
Seconded by Todd. Roll call vote. Todd Helwig,
Yes.
Kelly Marston,
Yes.
Justin Dufresne,
Yes.
Tom Beals,
Yes.
Diane Goldner,
Yes.
Dan Clark.
Yes.
Very good. Unanimously carried.
All right.
deal.
Well, thank you, guys.
Congratulations, Ally.
I'll come
luck.
back and let you know when we get the money.
Okay, okay, please. Good deal. Good luck. Good luck in
Have a
that.
great night, guys.
Thanks, Sally.
Right.
That's it for the agenda, folks. With Dan, we had 8595 West Street requested continuance till February. So, and then we had 161 Church continue to February already. So we moved right to the Barefoot Road. There's no COCs. Let's get the minutes out of the way, and then we can go to the Huntington Northborough website, Mia, okay?
Okay.
September minutes were 4 people present for that, and that's who needs to vote on this. And that is myself, Diane, Tom, and Kelly. So we need a motion to accept the September minutes, unless somebody has a problem with them.
I don't have a problem. I make a motion that we accept the minutes from the September meeting.
Okay?
Second,
Need a seconded by Diane. We'll roll call vote this. Diane Goldner,
yes.
Tom Beals,
Yes.
Kelly Marston,
Yes.
and I will vote yes. December meeting minutes. Tom, you are absent for this. You're recused. Any questions or comments or concerns on the December meeting minutes? Hearing none, let's have a motion.
I move that we accept the December 14th meeting minutes.
Second,
Seconded by Todd. Roll call vote. Diane Goldner,
Yes,
Justin Dufresne,
Yes.
Todd Helwig,
Yes.
Dan Clark,
Yes.
Kelly Marston.
Yes.
And I will vote yes. Good deal. All right. Mia, do you want to talk a bit about the Huntington Northborough website?
Sure. I can show you if you'd like, just that we got a few phone calls. It was mostly like social media posts, and then Trails Committee members called me and said, hey, people are questioning where hunting is allowed. And it is a little confusing. On town-owned land, there's only one parcel up on Pisgah of town-owned land, but our trails crisscross over all sorts of different types of land, town-owned, state land, private land, and each parcel has its own restrictions, or none at all. So, and to boot, a lot of our trails are used by hunters to access these. And one of the most common is off Bartlett Street. There's a trailhead across the aqueduct where a lot of people go in to use the Gutierrez land, where that you had just permitted a future warehouse there. So that land, Gutierrez kind of has like he allows a lot of private hunters. It's a private parcel, private agreements, and there is hunting there. And then people drag the carcasses out through our trail system, which is fine. They're not actively hunting on our trails. They're utilizing the trails. So I created a website on your website and also on the Trails Committee website that's called Hunting and Hiking. I can share it if you'd like. It's just a little information page. There's a lot of these. A lot of land management areas have these. So it was really easy to make. So let me just show you real quick. So if anybody has any questions, you can direct them to the website. Here, I'll share the screen.
But you're done, right?
What's that?
Hunting season is pretty much over, except for some,
It's always hunting season for something,
well,
So this is it. It's on your website. It's called Hunting and Hiking. And it's how do I stay safe? And in the end, don't harass hunters. They're actually very good for the environment and good for land management. And always wear orange. So year round.
good. Good.
So I'm hoping if anyone's listening from the public, we do try not to. There was a lot of requests for people to say like, well, can you create a map showing every parcel and the permission? It's impossible. First of all, like Gutierrez, technically the chief of police says if he finds someone hunting, but he'd have to go on their private property to find them. And then they're supposed to have a written permission from the owner. But maybe the hunter doesn't. Maybe he just has a verbal permission and didn't know he should have had a written permission. But we are overrun with deer and turkey, so it's really helpful that they're taking care of this for us in town. And then also there's a lot of really old trails that have been around over 100 years that are crisscross over the very, very back land of people's private property. So the current owner might not even know there's a trail there. So to really start advertising that and poking all these owners, on Rice Ave, we had that issue where the owner asked us to move the trail. We could have gone to court and said that, we have proof that there's been a trail here since the 60s, and tried to keep that easement. But there was plenty of room. So you and the Trails Committee decided, hey, we've got plenty of room over to the side. Let's just move over, So it's nice just to let our trails be. They do crisscross over a lot of private land, state land, flood protection. So I'm hoping it's all straightened out.
Good. Thanks, Mia.
Sure.
Mia, any correspondence we need to be aware of?
I've been asking the office to send me anything. They haven't sent me anything important. If I got flyers from like SVT or something. I did pass along, there's an open space conference coming up.
Yep.
And it's going to be like Thursday afternoons from 2 to 3:30 in March for like 4 consecutive Thursdays, then with networking after. And there was a lot of different topics like managing green spaces and maintaining trails. So, you know, like you guys may not do a lot of trail maintenance, so that topic would be good for the Trails Committee, but you do manage, you know, the land. So if there's
What charge?
anything that interests you, what's that?
There's no charge.
It's completely free.
Yep, if you're interested, you know, the link was on Mia's email.
Mia, what did you say? It's 2:30 to 3 though, when it starts?
Yeah, it's like 2 to 3:30 during the day, and then they're having an evening networking session from like 7 to 8:30. And if you register, even if you can't attend, they'll send you the information.
Oh, okay. All right,
Yeah.
I'll definitely do that. I probably can't, it's not gonna work for attendance.
Yeah. I registered for all 4, but I figured if I get called into a meeting, I'll at least get the documents and I can read through them.
I can get a couple in, when, is it gonna start in March?
In March. Yep.
So I can probably do a couple, because, and then I'm back to work again.
Yep. And they're all virtual, which is nice.
Awesome. And the little add-on for the hunting thing for Northborough, that looks awesome. That's a good
Oh, good.
addition.
Thanks.
Excellent.
Next couple of meetings. Tom, are you heading down for your annual trip south?
Yes,
So when are you gonzo?
we are leaving the 19th.
Of
And
January?
no, I wish. No,
February 19th.
February 19th. So I can make the 17th meeting as
Right.
long as we stay with the 17th.
And are you back in March or April? I forget which one it is.
We're usually back the 3rd week in March.
You'll probably only miss March at this point.
Yeah, and it depends. I don't know when the March meeting is, but
Let me
Yeah.
see.
I'm sorry, I didn't look that far ahead.
No worries. No worries. Anybody else have a February conflict you know about now? No? Okay.
The
Actually, I
February
guess
meeting is- Oh, go ahead.
Realistically, Greg, I can still attend.
Yes, you
Mhm.
can. Yes, you can. You can be remote from someplace, it'll be warmer than here.
On the beach.
I didn't want to go that far, but fine, yes.
I did.
Not fair. We're not going to be happy to see the beach at that point.
I will make sure that it's, you know, the screen's facing the sun and the ocean.
He's like, it's a filter, really. It's a filter.
So anyways, yes, I don't see a reason why I can't attend
Great.
that.
Good.
So the
Okay.
February meeting is the 17th. That is school vacation week, if any of you are planning on going away. And then the next meeting is, and that's a Wednesday.
Right.
We had to move to a Wednesday because Board of Selectmen is on the 2nd and 4th Mondays. And then the 3rd Monday is President's Day. So we had to move to a Wednesday. In March, we're moving to the 3rd Monday, March 15th. Again, just to go around the Board of Selectmen 2nd and 4th Mondays. In April, there again, we had tentatively scheduled for April 12th. That's what's on our website, is we're meeting on April 12th. But the Board of Selectmen did choose to meet on April 12th. So I'd like to move to April 19th, which will be the 3rd Monday.
Okay.
That's school vacation week again. So I'm not sure if anyone's planned any vacations that far out for March. It's February and April. Is anyone planning any vacations, school vacation week? No. Okay.
No.
So I'll go ahead and move that April meeting to the 19th.
Okay, good, good. So in February, we will have at least 2, well, we should have 2 continuations in front of us here, 161 Church and West. Street.
Yes.
So, anything else happening to you we can expect coming up that you're aware of?
No, but I've been out of the loop. So
Okay. All right. All right.
I still haven't been into the office yet.
Okay.
I'm back in on Tuesday.
Well, you're talking to Fred. Isn't Fred kind of riding herd? Okay.
Mhm. We've had some project meetings. I think they came before us informally off of Talbot Road, the industrial area there. We met with them in a formal discussion, so that might come in. Do you remember the storage company, they wanted to expand? So they might be coming in. And I have another review meeting coming up for 75 Ridge Road. So I don't know anything about what they're proposing out there yet, but of course they'd come in. They're completely surrounded by wetlands. So
75 Ridge Road, is that the peninsula?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, because it's been a while since we had that, and ANRAD was done, right?
yeah, this is either the second or third set of owners
Oh, really?
or prospective owners, prospective buyers.
Greg, did you hear anything else on stormwater?
No, Fred just got the consultant's report in, so he wants to review it, and that'll be on the February agenda. So,
And that will be like a public hearing to solicit public comment. So Fred's going to try to get that draft bylaw to you guys to review as soon as possible. If you have any questions, go ahead and call, because if you have the question, other people have the question too. And then we can try to address all your questions in the pre-meeting memo, get that out to you the week before the meeting, because we'll be soliciting public comment too. I mean, there might be no one who shows up, but it'll be, a bylaw. Once it gets through you at your public hearing, it will go to town meeting. There's going to be an article at town meeting.
do you think that Fred might get that out to us by the end of the month?
Yes, he wants to get it out as soon as possible.
Great. All right. Anybody have anything else they want to bring up? Anybody spot any backhoes outside of Kelly in various locations?
I sent you an email earlier today with 2 questions. Did you get a chance to see that?
Yes, I forwarded it to Fred. Kelly was asking about septic work in groundwater 1. So the groundwater really only deals with increase in impervious. And Diane, maybe you could answer. I don't believe septics come in front of you guys. I believe they just go to the Board of Health. Is that right, Diane?
Well, we mostly just check to make sure that they've gotten their permission for it.
But do people come to groundwater only with a septic, or they'll come in with like a bigger project that includes a septic?
As far as I remember, it's usually something more, a house, a deck, a swimming pool, that kind of thing connected to it.
Yeah. But Kelly, Fred replied and said to give him a call tomorrow. He's in the office, 393-5015.
He always answers my questions.
He does. He's our groundwater guru.
I see something, I'm like, I wonder what the answer to this is. And he just answers it.
Well, I think isn't that more impervious driven, and really a septic system is all pervious. So.
But I'm 99% sure that no one goes to groundwater just with a septic project. Maybe if you're putting up a house and it has a septic, or you're doing some changes that have a septic.
Yeah. And the dry well across the street, and what was the other stuff that we had on there? Oh, you have signs going around the wetlands too, right?
Oh, I don't remember that. There was a question about 156.
Yeah.
Let me see.
So you guys had conditioned it to have the dry well and the wetlands be signed.
It's just before they get their certificate of compliance. The dry wells should be on the as-built. And I'm pretty sure they sent us I'm about like 75% up here. So I'm pretty sure I saw a draft as-built for that whole area. And I'm pretty sure I saw, because the dry wells out there are huge. Thompson Liston love recharge. So Thompson Liston was the engineer on that project. So that every house has 2 large dry wells.
Okay. Good. The one in the middle of the driveway, that long driveway going to the back house, there's supposed to be one in the middle. And I see the pipe coming up, but there's like the driveway and then the pipe, and there's no connection. So I didn't know when that was, if that's like spring, or I just, once again, I saw something, I was like, I wonder what's going on with that project.
Yeah, they have to get them on the as-built.
Yeah.
So they'll get them on there. We'll make sure they're in the approved location and that they're getting the right feeders.
Oh, this is the area across from you, right? The house across from you?
Yeah, super
Where
nice.
do we have signs in the order?
Yes.
For that one house that,
I
the
was,
one that's really close, the one that's really close?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody else have anything they want to bring up? No.
No,
Well, look at this. Look at this. 10-7, not bad.
The only quick thing I'll say is I did reach out to Mia probably about a month or so ago. My father-in-law is kind of one of the lead guys over at the Central Mass Radio Control Modelers Club. So the guys that fly all the planes down on Lyman Street.
Yep.
They're likely getting they're looking for a new property. The state is kind of taking over that whole corner at some point, and I think they kind of see the writing on the wall that those guys might have to relocate at some point. So I know Mia sent me, maybe a potential few sites within Northborough that might work. If anybody knows of anything, let me know. Just kind of putting a plug out there for him, but I might circle back with Mia on a couple of those sites at some point. But unfortunately, I think those guys are going to have to, eventually start to look for another site as the state looks to kind of redevelop that whole corner down there.
They've been there for quite a while too, Justin, haven't they?
Yeah, they've been there for a long time. My father-in-law is really involved. He's down there probably every single day, and they've got a good following, a good group of guys, and they do a lot of good things down there. So if anything pops up that might be an opportunity, or if anybody knows of anything, just shoot me a note and let me know for sure.
How much land do they need?
It's not really that much, Kelly. I mean, they don't use, maybe a few handful of parking spaces, and then they kind of have a couple kiosks that are set up, and some wood tables where they might put the planes on to kind of, fix them up or do different things. I could probably get a sense from him as to how much they need, but their runway is really pretty short. It's just a grass area, and then once it's up in the air, it's up in the air. So they don't really need too much land, but I could probably get a pretty good idea from them.
They got 7 acres at the shop.
Okay.
They don't mind cows.
Yeah, no, they don't mind cows.
The question will be, do the cows mind them?
Cows are like puppies. They're so interested. The second I walk in there to take care of the bees, they're like, "Ooh, someone new." They're like puppies.
Well, that could be something to think about for sure.
My dad absolutely loves those planes. We go down and we watch the planes all the time because he loves the planes.
Oh, they love when people go down. They certainly love when kids are down there doing things, and they do a lot with Boy Scouts and, try to get, all the scouts, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts down there, showing them different things. And so good group, certainly a good, group of guys good group of people to get, somewhere else or get located somewhere nearby. So I'll keep that in mind. I'll let them know that might be a possibility.
Keep me in the loop.
Okay.
Anything else anybody has? No? All right. I think we're good then. We will see you on the 17th of February. We need a motion.
I make a motion that we adjourn the meeting.
Second.
Seconded by, I think it was Diane.
Mhm.
Roll call vote. Todd Helwig,
Yes.
Kelly Marston,
Yes.
Justin Dufresne,
Yes.
Tom Beals,
Yes.
Diane Gouldner,
Yes.
Dan Clark,
Yes.
and I will vote yes. Very good, Mia. Thank you, and stay
Thank
on
you.
the